think in all fairness, I should explain to you exactly what it is that I do.
Mean streets, raging bulls, and a few good fellas. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 Martin Scorsese movie scenes.
And you had Nicky Eyes.
What's up, guy?
And Mikey Francesi.
Oh, that guy, yeah, I want to see him.
And Jimmy Two Times, who got that nickname because he said everything twice, like...
I'm gonna go get the papers,
For this list, we're focusing on the most classic scenes from Martin Scorsese features. With all due respect to the filmmaker's documentaries and short films, they did not make the cut based on our criteria. And you should know, a spoiler alert is in effect.
No one gives it to you. You have to take it.
Number 10. What's a Mook? Mean Streets.
Okay, let's have a drink. Go down.
You're calling me a what? We all know that wise ass from the neighborhood spot. And in this early Scorsese classic, a few of the guys debate the meaning of a bartender's insult.
We're not paying because this guy's a fucking mook.
With the Marvelettes' Please Mr. Postman as the musical backdrop.
Mook. I'm a mook, yeah.
The mooks bust each other's balls shortly before busting up the joint with more bravado than anything else.
What's a mook?
A mook? What's a mook? I don't know. What's a mook?
In the end, with his first true masterwork, Scorsese established the tight bond among the Roughnecks and his keen ear for dialogue, not to mention the fighting skills of De Niro's loose cannon of a character.
You can't call me a mook. I can't? No. I give you mook. Hey, here's your mook.
Number 9. The Seduction, Cape Fear.
You're not gonna hurt me, are you?
I'm not gonna hurt you at all. There's no hurting here, Danielle.
For the remake of a 1962 classic, Robert De Niro sported a thick Southern accent for a film that would earn both him and Juliette Lewis Academy Award nominations.
I don't even know anything about that.
In this scene, Danielle Beaudin admires the charm of Max Cady, as the convicted rapist attempts to seduce his enemy's teenage daughter with some sweet talk.
So what are you doing here, then?
Well, I came to meet you, to be honest with you.
As Scorsese's camera highlights a power shift, the girl becomes taken by Cady's sinister soliloquy.
Every man has to go through hell to reach his paradise. You know what paradise is?
And her symbolic physical act caps off an unforgettable Scorsese scene that both creeped out viewers and pulled them in even more. Number 8. Orgy of Blood, Gangs of New York.
Is this it, priest? The Pope's new army? A few crusty bitches and a handful of ragtags?
Nothing demands attention like a bushy 19th century mustache. And when Martin Scorsese released his take on this infamous gang fight in the Five Points neighborhood of New York City.
By the ancient laws of combat, we are met at this chosen ground to settle for good and all. Who holds sway over the 5 points?
He gave us not only a top-of-the-range soup strainer, but also a gang fight in which Bill the Butcher slices and dices with no regard for human life. Aesthetically, the scene has the typical Scorsese flair, and the bloody sequence informed viewers that Gangs of New York would be far more than your regular Hollywood effort.
Ears and noses will be the trophies of the day. But no hand shall touch him!
This film was no joke, and the director managed to convey a heightened sense of violence in this opening scene without overreaching.
He'll cross over whole.
Number 7. Beverly Hills Breakdown, The Aviator.
How's she sound, Howard? She's whispering to me, buddy. All right, make her sing.
Howard Hughes was an American innovator, risk-taker, and undoubtedly one of the most important aviators of the 20th century.
Not enough. Not enough. These rivets have to be completely flush. I want every screw and joint countersunk.
In Scorsese's Academy Award-winning biopic about the man, Leonardo DiCaprio starred as the young tycoon, who in 1946 flew an Air Force recon plane in its first flight over LA.
Okay. Set course for 090.
When an oil leak caused the propeller to malfunction, Hughes violently crashed into a Beverly Hills neighborhood, which literally shifted his heart, collapsed his left lung, and left him with burns and broken bones. Dramatic and destructive, This Scorsese scene captured the terror of a life that was about to change forever.
Howard Hughes, the Aviator.
Number 6, they're duds. The Wolf of Wall Street.
Maybe we built up a tolerance after all these years, huh?
With all the drugs available to kids these days, this unforgettable Scorsese scene initially had younger viewers saying, what is a Quaalude?
What's that?
20 real lemons. Retired pharmacist client of mine, they've been in a safe for 15 years.
You kidding me? Lemons?
The answer, Mojoholics, is that Quaaludes were a potent sleep aid, sedative, and muscle relaxant that some folks in the 60s and 70s liked to use recreationally.
This is bullshit! My metabolism's plummeting. I can't feel shit! They're old.
One of those folks, evidently, was Jordan Belfort. And after DiCaprio as Belfort popped a couple down, he didn't initially feel the effect. But when it finally hit, it didn't mess around.
After 15 years in storage, the lemons had developed a delayed fuse. It took 90 minutes for these little f***ers to kick in, but once they did, pow!
Lights out. Drool, baby talk. By the end, Scorsese had offered a public PSA on the dangers of drug consumption. Well, at least for this poor bastard.
These little bastards were so strong, I discovered a whole new phase. The cerebral palsy phase.
Number 5, I amuse you, Goodfellas.
Really funny. Really funny.
What do you mean I'm funny?
Hey, you thought that last entry was funny? Funny how? How the f*** was that funny? All right, settle.
It's funny, you know. It's a good story. It's funny. You're a funny guy.
What do you mean? You mean the way I talk?
Widely regarded as one of the best films of the decade, if not the best, Goodfellas told the story of real-life gangster Henry Hill and his somewhat irritable friend Tommy DeVito. And by irritable, we mean you do not screw around with this guy.
Funny how? I mean, what's funny about it?
Tommy, no, you got it all wrong.
Oh, Anthony. He's a big boy. He knows what he said. What'd you say?
Just ask Henry, who suffers through one of the best gangster pranks of any Scorsese flick.
Let me understand this, because maybe it's me. I'm a little f***ed up, maybe. But I'm funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown. I amuse you. I make you laugh. I'm here to f***ing amuse you.
Even at his own mother's dinner table, Tommy's a challenging guy to be around. Capiche?
Get the f*** out of here, Tommy.
You motherfucker! I almost had him! You stuttering prick here!
Number 4, going down, The Departed.
I'm taking him downstairs now!
Marty, you're killing us. You know what you did.
I can't wait to see you explain this to a f***ing Suffolk County jury, you f***ing cocksucker.
In the film that earned Scorsese his first Oscar win for Best Director, Leonardo DiCaprio plays an undercover cop named Billy Costigan, assigned to infiltrate a Boston crime organization.
Are you still a cop? No! No! Swear on your mother's grave, you're still not a cop? I am not a f***ing cop!
And Matt Damon is the criminal sent to infiltrate the police department.
So who are you?
You know, I think you need a different attorney after all.
Mr. Fitzgibbons, have a great day.
You can imagine all the twists and turns and identity issues that entails, and for 2.5 hours, audiences came to identify with Leo's suffering and paranoia.
Just f***ing kill me. Just f***ing kill me.
What happens? Well, he gets taken out in a filthy elevator like a bum. What the hell, Scorsese? This film made everybody panic upon first viewing, and it still makes us emotional.
Okay.
Number 3, One Tough Paisan, Raging Bull.
Round number 13, the hard luck number. There's the buzzer.
Do you ever feel like the world is beating you down? Well, in arguably one of the finest made films of all time, Robert De Niro's Raging Bull took a beating that would make boxers of today rethink their career. Yes, back in the 40s, fighters were a different breed. And in Jake LaMotta's real-life bout against Sugar Ray Robinson, he got his ass handed to him and lost the middleweight title. But he didn't go out like a punk.
Shot clean, whistling shots. How he can survive them, nobody knows.
And so, De Niro uttered one of the most iconic phrases in movie history, in perhaps one of the most aesthetically brilliant scenes of all time.
Hey, Ray. Never went down, Ray. You never got me down, Ray.
Of course, the mirror scene packs a punch as well.
Go get him, champ.
Number 2, the Copa, Goodfellas.
What are you doing? You leaving your car?
Watches the car for me.
You want to know how a 70s era gangster lived? Well, with this iconic tracking shot, Scorsese let moviegoers know exactly how Henry Hill rolled in the Big Apple. From the bellboys to the parking attendants to pretty much everyone he encountered, Scorsese's protagonist exuded pure class. Well, for a gangster. All the while clutching his new girl and showing her how a real OG gets down.
Every time I come here, every time you do.
In reality, he was simply a criminal, of course, but he knew that, audiences knew that, and we loved every minute of it. This shot was necessitated by a practical filming issue, and Martin Scorsese and his directorial acumen turned it into a work of art, offering up some insight into the lifestyle of a classic character in the process.
What do you do?
I'm in construction.
They don't feel like you're in construction.
No, I'm a union delegate.
Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Let me introduce myself. My name is Rupert Pupkin.
Tough guy, you and your fucking brother. You fucking scumbag. No more.
Faster than you.
Number 1, self-reflection, Taxi Driver.
Saw you coming.
Much like film noir of the late 40s, the American crime movies of the 1970s reflected the disenchanted nature of veterans returning home to their natural environment.
So what is it? You need an extra job? Are you moonlighting?
In one of the most shocking mainstream films of the decade, Robert De Niro's depressed taxi driver cruises all corners of his mind until there was nobody left to chat with but himself.
Well, then who the hell else are you talking to? Talking to me? Well, I'm the only one here. Who the f*** do you think you're talking to?
In one of the greatest improvised scenes in cinema history, Robert De Niro captured the essence of his character with just a few words.
Oh, yeah? Huh? Okay. Huh?
Of course, it's hard to forget Scorsese's disturbing cameo in Taxi Driver.
That you should see. That you should see what a 44 Magnum's gonna do to a woman's pussy, you should see.
And certainly its finale. But it was this mirror scene that was the defining moment of Scorsese's brilliant character study.
Listen, you f***ers, you screwheads. Here's a man who would not take it anymore. A man who stood up against the scum, the cunts, the dogs, the filth, the shit. Here is someone who stood up.
Do you agree with our list? What's your favorite Martin Scorsese movie scene?
Maybe you didn't hear about it. You've been away a long time. They didn't go up there and tell you. I don't shine shoes anymore.
Relax, will you, for crying out? What's got into you? I'm breaking your balls a little bit, that's all. I'm only kidding with you.
For more mind-blowing top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
Your fucking warrant don't ever go over my fucking head again, you motherfucker, you.